dislike my 26F boyfriends, 27M friends for ethical reasons. My boyfriend is a really kind guy with a great set of values that we are aligned on. He's in the entrepreneurial world and has a set of friends who are very business-minded, entrepreneurial, ambitious, and wealth-driven. I appreciate how driven my partner is, and I know he enjoys surrounding himself with people who also share similar goals. Those are good qualities to have. At the same time, I just really cannot stand a few of his friends. One of his best friends in this group is currently in the real estate world. This friend started off as an analyst and now has bought a couple of properties. These are properties in cities that are going through major housing crises, by the way, as rents keep skyrocketing. I recently learned that this friend is trying to use owner occupation laws to essentially evict the current tenants so he can live there and then increase the rents for the whole building. He is trying to bypass our state's current eviction moratorium laws, although I don't think he's able to, which has led him to be frustrated. Look, I'm not against real estate business. I think it can be a decent way to increase wealth on the side, if you're doing things ethically. But trying to evict tenants during a pandemic? Honestly, hearing about this friend enrages me. My boyfriend understands this was a shitty thing to do, but he is still friends with this person. How do you gently tell your boyfriend that you dislike his friends? Is it fair to assert that someone who acts in this way isn't the best company to keep? I don't think you should try to control your boyfriend's friends. I think you should ask yourself how different from his friends your boyfriend actually is. To answer your two questions directly, yes, there is a way to tell your boyfriend that you dislike his friends. Use those exact words. People seem so scared to just do that, but sometimes saying how you feel is the best way to get what you want, or at least, make it known. What he does after that is on him. It is absolutely fair to assert your opinion that someone who acts this way isn't the best company to keep. Your feelings are always valid, but making him do something because of them is not. Whatever you decide to do with yourself because of those feelings is also fair. I as a renter have never met a good real estate agent. I always joke that they have to have their souls surgically removed to get a license. The issue here isn't that you dislike your boyfriend's friends, emo, it's that this has made you uncertain about you and your BF's shared values. He's still friends with someone who you think is doing something morally untenable. Even if he tells you he finds it distasteful, it's not distasteful enough to stop association with him, so what else does your BF tacitly endorse? You can't tell your BF that he can ''t'' be friends with someone. You can only control your own reactions and relationships. The thing that makes for a good long-term relationship is shared values. And it sounds like you're discovering your BF's values actually don't quite align with yours. Where you would draw a hard line, he allows a little bit of fudging if it means he keeps a friend. What other values that you thought were solid would he fudge? So you guys are going to have a convo about that and what it means for your long-term future. He already knows you don't like real estate friend. He agreed it was a shitty thing to do. But you cannot control who his friends are, ever. What you can do is try to limit time spent with him. Accept business practices are often not run based on the high morals because that doesn't equate high profit, but you could get to know him on a personal basis and not discuss business with him. What you absolutely cannot do is control your BF on who he hangs out with or badmouth them. Always be respectful of their connection. This means you can say friend is an a/hole for what he is attempting to do and you don't respect him because of his business practices, and then you drop it. My mum is constantly nagging me to have children and marry my boyfriend. How do I shut her up? I, 25F, am with my significant other since 6 years with no intention to marry him in the near future, let alone having babies. At the moment we are students and a wedding or kids aren't in our time or money budget anytime soon. But somehow my mother thinks it's time for us to marry, always making vague comments like we would always help out financially at your wedding, just that you know, oh wow, look at that wedding dress, it's gorgeous, but you would look better in a V-neck. I already told her several times that I do not intend to marry him anytime soon. Stupid me thought that it would make the situation better. Since then the wedding comments didn't stop. but the child comments were added. Wow, you treat your cats like babies, better get a real one, it looked so natural, you're holding your cousin's baby, you would be a great mum, and also wait till you have your own children, then you will understand, etc. Well, I told her since I'm 14, that I do not want children. It's not that I hate kids, I just love my life without them, thinking that what I don't have I cannot miss. Seeing some friends with children, I see the fatigue in their eyes and I get really frustrated at the noise level I have to endure being at their homes. I talked to my mum about how her comments make me angry, and I feel belittled, and she just brushed it off with, "You just don't understand. I was once like you and now look at me, my children are the single best thing happened to me." You will change your mind, I promise. The thing is, I already feel that I do not want to visit or talk to her, because it's her go-to subject number one. Me explaining the situation to her doesn't help shit. I love and miss my mother, but her constant teasing drives us further apart than ever. As hard as it is, be honest with her. Tell her that her nagging about marriage and kids makes you not want to talk to her. And remind her that it's your life, not hers. You'll get married if or when you want to, and the same for kids. Make sure you have things to talk about, similar hobbies, current events, whatever, and if she brings up marriage and kids, don't respond. I suppose the best thing to do is just tell her outright, but if that won't address the situation, maybe highlight how she's making you feel by putting an embargo on contact until she realizes that you're living your life the way you want to and you're not mommy's little girl anymore. Live your life at your own pace and tell your mom she either needs to respect that or you'll maybe reduce communication with her until she stops belittling you and your relationship. Putting an embargo on contact. Sorry, I'm not a native speaker. Can you elaborate on that? Thanks, I will try to talk to her again. It's just so frustrating, D. I tell my mom that whenever she brings up kids that I push back the time we start considering it by 1 year. After a couple of times I told her we're at 37 right now. If you keep asking, I'm going to be past my childbearing years. I did the same to my grandma. I no longer hear about children. That's awesome. Get them while being friendly and joking around. I might add that in, D. Tell her that Satan told you to remain single and child-free until he is ready to fill you with his seed. He is actually quite religious. I wouldn't be surprised if she would cut me off after that comment. D. So problem solved, I guess. Our parents always tried to pressure my wife and I to have kids since we were married in our early 20s. I firmly said no. 1. We aren't financially ready, and I don't want financial help to raise a kid if I want one in the future. 2. I want to spend time with my wife traveling and having fun till our 30s, and until then we'll see if we're ready to have kids. 3. I like to sleep. Having kids will have me waking up all hours of the night/day just to take care of another human being. 4. I want to achieve all my goals I've set during my adulthood, but still our parents would keep on nagging. All I know is that won't stop nagging like you kept on nagging when you were young to have a toy. All you have to say is no, not yet, or no, I'm sorry, but that would change my priorities in life. Thanks. Those 4 points are exactly what I want as well. Maybe I should stop trying to reason with her and just say no next time. Smile. I, 19F, refused to give a teddy to my younger sister, 10F. I had a teddy which was very close to my heart, as I have no contact with the one who gave it to me. Yesterday, my cousin sister came into my room when there was an event going in the backyard and took that teddy to play with. When she was about to take it with herself to her house, I said no to her, but now I feel that it was very childish of me to do that. I feel bad. My boyfriend, 19M, made me feel worse about it. Should I have just let her take it? Edit. Thank you everyone for commenting. I feel much better than I did before. You're fine. Your younger sister/cousin was wrong by not only playing with it without permission but trying to take it with her. She's old enough to know that you don't take things that don't belong to you. Don't give up a precious childhood memento to a child to whom it means nothing. Natar, that is yours. I have my precious childhood stuffy on a literal shelf. It's not going to anyone who isn't my child. My teddy is 46 years old and not going to anyone but my kids. When I'm dead, lol. To be fair, no one else wants him, they have their own, but he's all mine in this life. No, it's yours and it means something to you. You don't have to let her take your things because she's young. I would never, ever let someone take my stuffed teddy bear. My late grandmother gave him to me. You do not need to feel bad. Just because she liked the teddy and she's a little girl doesn't give her any right. If you really feel bad, which I don't think you should, buy the girl a little teddy of her own. And, all kids understand how important teddy bears are. I'm sure she would understand if you put it to her like that.